This episode is proudly supported by Westholme Australian Wagyu. Whether you're a chef or just love going to restaurants, you know the best ingredients are everything, especially when it comes to beef. Westholme, based in Queensland and the Northern Territory, Australia, is working with the land to create nature-led Australian Wagyu. They steward 16 million acres of rangeland, guided by the natural ecosystem where cattle graze and forage on native grasses for the first few years of their lives. The result is high-quality Wagyu beef that reflects the terroir of Northern Australia. Westholme believe that when nature leads, flavour follows. Learn more at westholme.com.
It doesn't matter what gender you are, at the end of the day, a female leader has every right to be in hospitality.
Hey there, everybody. It is Dani Valent with you for another episode of Dirty Linen. I am feeling so excited today. I have to say, I really love doing this podcast. It is such a privilege to chat to people in the world of food and drink, hear their stories, chat through some of the issues, chew over difficult topics at times, and sometimes we celebrate. Today, we are definitely going to do a bit of celebrating. And just a warning that today's episode does discuss domestic violence. If this is something that is not the right conversation for you to listen to today, then perhaps skip to another episode. I was really excited to receive notice of the 2024 Australian Women's Small Business Champion Awards, and to realise that Kristine Young, the director of Bella Venezia restaurant on the Sunshine Coast, just scooped the prizes. I thought I need to find out more, get to know Kristine, learn about Bella Venezia, and listen to her perspective on being a woman in hospo. Kristine, welcome to Dirty Linen.
Oh, thank you so much, Dani. It's an absolute honour to be here today, and thanks for having me.
I'm thrilled to have you. Tell us about Bella Venezia.
Well, Bella Venezia is a fantastic Italian restaurant in Mooloolaba on the Esplanade, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's been there since 1983, so it's a bit of a dining institution on the coast. I took over ownership on 2015. So, and I run that with my husband and our incredible team of 40 staff.
And what's it like running a restaurant on the Sunshine Coast? I mean, I'm sure there's a local crowd, but you obviously get a lot of visitors. I mean, what's the vibe? What's the offering?
Yeah, so we're more of a fine dining restaurant. So we sort of target that more more luxury diner, but at the same time, look, we cater for locals, for tourists, for everyone. So we have a local following, of course, and we also have an amazing amount of tourists that come from all over Australia and even New Zealand to dine with us.
Amazing. And over the period that you've been there in business, have you entered a lot of awards? Like, is that sort of recognition important to you in recognising the team, but also driving business?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I feel as though the awards for us give our team recognition for their hard work because, I mean, let's face it, hospo is a really hard industry. It's a tough gig, and all of our team love it when we win awards because it's, I guess, reward for their hard work. Yeah, for sure.
So I'd love to learn more about these Australian Women's Small Business Champion Awards. You were named champion in the restaurant category as well as champion influential woman. I mean, congratulations.
Thank you.
Really incredible. Tell me about the awards and about the wins that you came home with.
Yeah, so I entered the restaurant category to represent the restaurant, of course, but also I'm just extremely proud of all the work our team's done. So I entered all of the categories, the restaurant a category to begin with, and I entered all the questions, and basically each question was specific to a topic. So, it went into all of the different business aspects of running the business, the marketing, everything, all the way down to customer service. And it's a fantastic business. And look, we've got an incredible team. I've got a great management team, and the influential woman was basically based on me as a leader, as a female leader. And I guess that was one I was extremely surprised about, because it's like an overarching award, and it just gave me a lot of confidence to know that I'm doing the right thing by my team and by my staff. And it's good to be a female role model in this industry, because it's a tough industry to be female, being male dominated. So it's just really nice to get that recognition, and it's judged independently by a panel of judges. So it's completely it's judged, and to be awarded that award was just such an honour and a privilege, to be named the best restaurant for female in Australia. Like it's pretty amazing. I'm still pinching myself, actually. I still can't believe it.
Did you have a speech ready to go, or was it a surprise?
No, I was just like, I wasn't expecting to win, so I just literally went up there and I had to wing it. But, like, I've got an incredible team, like I said, and I wouldn't be able to run the restaurant without them. The Influential Woman's Award was amazing too, because I'm also an author as well, and I've written some books, a book on the self-preservation guide, which is about women's empowerment and safety. So that's a really big topic for me. So.
Oh, well, I need to know more about that. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so the self-preservation guide is a book. It's about supporting women through a difficult time, challenging time in their life, and coming through it, and inspiring them to know that they can get through it. So that's really important to me. Women's safety and psychological safety as well. So I'm always empowering and supporting women in the workplace.
I mean, it's such a timely topic to touch on, Kristine, because as I'm sure you're aware, there's been a lot of news recently about bad behaviour in hospitality, and the perilous nature of the industry for women and people identifying as women. How has it come to be that this is such an important topic for you?
I think because I wanted to lead by example and say, it doesn't matter what gender you are, at the end of the day, a female leader, has every right, to be in hospitality, and I think leading by example, having those amazing, strong women ambassadors, and, flying the flag for female business owners, I think it's great, because and saying that, calling out bad behaviour if there's any in the workplace, and just saying, I'm just really proud of our team that we've got. We've got an incredible team, and a lot of different nationalities. So we've got 15 different nationalities working for us, and you can imagine all of the different dynamics that go along with that. So for me, it's all about working as a team towards the common goal, and everyone's just so respectful of each other, and I think that's ultimately the key, is that respect that everyone has for each other.
I think, as you're coming up in the industry, you can, you don't start as a leader, but you can certainly have leadership qualities. What's your journey been, Kristine? Like, how did you come into hospitality, and what are some of the steps along your path?
Yeah, so coming into hospitality, I've always loved food and wine, so it's always going to be my passion. And I really wanted to, create something really special with my husband. And he's incredible, what he does. He's just an incredible human and amazing support person to me. But I think the hospitality journey for me started in 2015 when I came on board Bella Venezia. I found this incredible opportunity to take this restaurant to the next level, and the reason for that is just my driving passion for creating the most incredible fine dining restaurant in Australia. That's what we wanted to do in Mooloolaba. And then COVID happened, and then we expanded and then grew. And then after COVID, it was like, we really sort of came into our own when we got our Australian Good Food Guide chef's hat. And that really elevated us to the next level. And I think, it's just always about continually striving to improve and to be the best version of ourselves, and finding your purpose. And I feel like all of our team have found their purpose, and they all love coming to work, and they love their job. They love what they do because they're part of something really special.
So did you come into hospitality on the back of a previous career?
Yeah, so my previous career was in marketing and in media, but also I have had some previous experience in the wine industry. So that was sort of my previous experience. But other than that, everything was pretty much my husband. So he's been in the hospitality industry for 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And what's some of the qualities of the business that you feel were really stood out for the judges when you were named the best restaurant?
I think just the way that we run the business, it's such a successful business because we run it so well. I guess it's a bit hard to explain, but we are known for our service. We have the best customer service. We have the most experienced wait staff, and I think, having that point of difference, having that superpower of customer service is the most important thing that you can have, as well as delivering on the food. So if you've got the incredible service and the food, it's ticking all of the boxes, and I guess it's just running a financially tight ship as well, making sure that, you're on top of everything.
I mean, as you mentioned, it's a tough industry. What are some of the things that you do in your business that other people might be able to apply, whether it's about the financials or about looking after a team?
Yeah, well, I definitely think the most important thing are your staff, and making sure that they're well looked after and they love coming to work and they're working in a productive, proactive environment where we've got a common goal. But also the marketing is really important. So making sure that you're, speaking to your right customers, making sure that they're, always aware of your latest offerings. And it's about, let's just face it, people love food and they love service. So if they get it, it's about that repeat customer experience as well. So just really, really looking after your staff and looking after your customers. That's the most important thing. Yeah.
What are some of the values that you try to impart to your staff?
Well, the values are always going to be the best version of yourself, always find that room for improvement, always, work as a team towards the common goal, respect each other and support each other. And I think that's worked really well for us. We're the Bella Venezia family. Everyone, loves coming to work every day and they're always supportive of each other. And, we do go through periods where it is a struggle, especially during COVID. That was really challenging. But we were fortunate enough to be able to get that support from the community. And for us, it's about giving back to the Sunshine Coast community. So we're heavily involved in a lot of local charities, which also gives our team pride in knowing that they're making a positive difference.
Oh, that's interesting. Is that in terms of running events or raising money? What kinds of things do you do?
Yeah, so we have charity events every year, which we support, Coast to Bay Housing Group. We support STEPS. We support wish lists. These are all different charities that mean something to us, and always giving back to our local community, and we get that support back in return from our local community, which means that they come in for lunch, or they they support us with their special occasions. So we're more sort of a special occasion restaurant. So you can imagine, your birthday or your anniversary, or that milestone, in your life where you want to have a memorable dinner or a lunch that, yeah, you can always remember. And people come back year after year, and, they always say, oh, we had our 21st here, or we got engaged here, or we, like anniversaries. It's very special. So, yeah.
No, it's so special to be part of those milestones. I'm so interested in the fact that you're an author as well. And, I'm just looking at the Self-Preservation Guide webpage. It's so interesting. Like the subtitle is How to Leave a Toxic Relationship and Change Your Life. It sounds like, well, we don't need to go into it, but I bet there's a backstory to that.
I definitely feel like, I'm a survivor of TV, and I think at the end of the day, I'm a survivor. I'm not a victim. And I think I'm a good role model to say to women, no matter what you go through in your life, you can overcome anything. And I think, I had to rebuild my life from scratch after losing everything 10 years ago, and it's just been the most incredible journey in the last 10 years. I'm really proud of myself, because I think when you're faced with the most challenging time in your life, you have a choice, right? We can choose to either, let it define us, or we can actually grow from it and move forward and make a positive impact on those people around us. So, yeah, I'm really, that's just one aspect of my life.
Of course. And, all power to you. And, congratulations on turning a really, terrible time in your life into something so positive and so, and giving to other people who may be able to take something from your experience.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Really powerful.
Thank you.
If we can, and also, to build what you've built over the past 10 years and then to be recognised nationally is such a testament to the journey that you've been on. Yeah,
I've certainly needed the resilience to get through it, but I wouldn't have been able to do it without my husband. I mean, he's just been my rock, and I've got an incredible relationship. I've got the most incredibly supportive team and, family around me. So, this is a team effort. This isn't just an individual one. I'm just I'm just here to represent them all. Yeah.
One of the things, if I can bring it back to hospitality and just thinking about this idea of toxic relationships, I think a lot of women, as we've seen in recent stories, find themselves in a situation. They're somehow embedded in a situation that's very toxic, and it's hard to see that. It's hard to feel validated and listened to, and it certainly can be very hard to leave. From your experience and strategies, like what kinds of, where would somebody start, even if it's just what are the right questions to ask? What is the right support to look for? What can you tell us?
Well, first and foremost, I think females are very intuitive and they're very instinctive. So they know when something's not right, and even with your staff, you can tell. So it's just basically recognizing that, getting some feedback and support from family and friends, getting those conversations happening. 1-800-RESPECT is fantastic for just giving you a sounding board, just to understand, am I unsafe in this situation? Are there red flags going on? So once you've recognised that there are so many support systems out there for women, but ultimately it comes back to our own responsibility for ourselves. So I guess it's about being honest and open and self-aware first and foremost, and then it comes down to having that conversation about respect if you're not being respected, then it's time to remove yourself from that situation. And it's time then to fall onto that support system that's around us. And then leaving physically from that situation can be dangerous. So making sure that you have safety plan in place and that you're actually aware of your surroundings to make sure that you're safe and that ultimately, you know, the law's on our side. I mean, the police are doing a great job of helping us. And also, I think once you're in a safe place, it's about protecting yourself moving forward. And, you know, it's about then putting healthy boundaries in place so that you've got those healthy boundaries so that you can actually move in a forward direction with your life. Yeah.
I mean, if people have, you know, when people are abused, there can be such a sense of shame and it can be so hard to take that first step. How would you encourage somebody to process those feelings?
So with shame, you know, it's a very common feeling, and I think the most important thing is to get support. So go to your GP, ask for some counselling. To psychologically feel safe again, you need to understand why your brain's, you know, thinking these thoughts about yourself, why you're doubting yourself, because you've probably been gaslit and coercively controlled. So what you actually need to do is just really understand why you feel that way and about yourself. So go to a GP, get some counselling support from a counsellor and start to psychologically unwrap those thoughts that are going around in your head and recognizing them and letting them go, because you are not your thoughts, okay? So these thoughts aren't healthy thoughts, you know, so they're just thoughts that come up and feelings that come up. So it's about letting those feelings and thoughts go. So, yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Kristine. I feel like, you know, neither of us probably expected the conversation to take this turn, and I'm really grateful to you for bringing your full life experience and insights into this conversation. I think I'm sure as an employer, you know, I'm starting to learn a bit more about what must drive you. I mean, tell me the sense of responsibility that you feel for your young staff.
Yeah, well, I think it's really important to lead by example and to give them that inspiration and that hope that anything is possible, with that they can achieve anything. And being part of the Bella team is pretty special. I mean, we've created an amazing place for them to come to work and feel safe, and also feel empowered and inspired to achieve anything that they want to achieve and overcome anything. And I'm an approachable leader, so, you know, I sort of feel like everyone's mum. So everyone comes to me if they need to talk. And I think that's the key. You need to be able to be approachable, and you need your staff to be able to tell you if there's any problems, because that way early on you can come to that resolution and solve the problem early rather than, you know, leaving it until it becomes toxic.
Yeah, so good. I mean, do you feel like you're, you know, changing the world, you know, with your little empire there?
Oh, look, I think, yeah, I mean, in a sense, I'm just one example of, of what is possible. I mean, I feel as though, you know, being a female leader, you know, has its advantages because we are so intuitive and we instinctively know, you know, we have that instinct, that female intuition, and I think you've just got to use your gut feeling in business and in life, and you just got to go with your gut, and you've just got to back yourself. And the most important thing that came out of all of this was self-belief. I never, ever stopped believing in myself. And even in my darkest time, I've always been brought up with that whole notion of you can achieve anything, and that comes down to my parenting, but also that self-belief. If you believe in yourself, and anything is possible, and, you know, no one or nothing can stop you. And I think, you know, life is too short, you know, to focus on the little things. You've just got to go for it, I think, and not worry about what people think about you. That's a big one too.
Yeah, wow. I mean, that's such a tough one for people. How do you do that?
Well, you just don't buy into the drama or negativity or the judgment. People are always going to judge you. You know, they go, like, look at you. How can you be like, you know, a restaurateur, or how can you be this, or how can you be that? But at the end of the day, that's just a judgment, right? People will always judge you and judge you on face value. I mean, so when you look at the success of the restaurant, it just goes to show, it's where my passion meets my purpose, and that's about working with an incredible team and having that support behind me and beside me with my husband. And I'm just really blessed at the moment in my life. I feel very blessed.
Well, I feel like people in your circles are blessed to have you there, Kristine. When I come to Bella Venezia, what would you like me to order?
Oh, my goodness. Well, you have to have the most incredible Mooloolaba king prawns. They're caught right out the front in the bay. They're delicious and fresh from our local suppliers at the Mooloolaba port. And then also we have the most fantastic yellowfin tuna that's normally exported to Japan, but we have that come into fresh on the Mooloolaba wharf as well. So we've got incredible produce, fabulous pastas, delicious pizzas. It's a foodie's heaven.
It sounds so good. And what have we got? What's the view? Are we that close to the water?
We're on the beach, so we've got the beautiful esplanade, and there's a beautiful park across the road, and then we've got the Mooloolaba beach, which overlooks all of the the bay, so Mooloolaba Bay. It's a beautiful part of the world, and we're very blessed because people are now working from home or regionally. So that's why I feel as though we can rival any fine dining restaurant in the capital cities, because we have that beautiful offering of that fine dining, as well as casual fine dining as well on the esplanade, so people can really experience the taste of Mooloolaba at Bella Venezia.
Well, you've certainly blown all the capital cities and all the rest of Australia out of the water with the 2024 Australian Women's Small Business Champion Award. So congratulations on everything that you've achieved and all the personal story that you're able to bring to support what you're doing to change the lives of people around you. Thanks, Kristine. Really appreciate you going there for us today. And I'm sure this conversation is going to be really powerful for a lot of people.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm really honoured and privileged. And thank you so much, Dani, for having me.
It's such a pleasure. This is Dirty Linen, and I'm Dani Valent. We air the issues that the hospitality industry finds hard to talk about, hearing from different people with unique perspectives. We want to hear from you as well. If you have something that needs to be said about a topic, get in touch so we can include your perspective. Contact us at dirtyLinen@deepintheweeds.com.au or hit us up on Insta at Dirty Linen Podcast. We can't wait to hear from you.
This